fresh new package of tube socks.
Bacon fat.
Ooh, bacon fat, man. Oh man, nobody! I can't believe nobody's ever thought about putting bacon in wine.
It goes well together.
It's bacon, man.
Definitely goes well
Yeah,
together.
it goes with everything.
After drinking this, I'm gonna change the show's name to Get Hammered with Setta. I think that would go very well with it.
I like it.
All right, welcome to the show. Today I am here with the legend, king of comedy, Cedric the Entertainer.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Thank you so much, sir.
Man. Good.
Appreciate you being here today with us.
Nice being here, man. Been hanging with you a couple of days, so this is good.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. It's an honor. So you're here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
What brought you in here today?
Today we are we're out. We've been this weekend reintroducing my Napa Valley red wine, Setta, named after my mother. And so we came in because we were actually in negotiation and talking about introducing the California red and white. And so we've been doing really well. We have this great partnership with Total Wines and More here in Georgia, along with our good friends from Kelly Family Distributors who brought us in. And so we're excited about, doing a meet and greet. I got people coming out. We announced it, so people come to the stores. We visited a couple of stores yesterday. We visited a few of the stores here in the Atlanta area. Now we got a couple of visits today, and then got to hang with you, Sep. So this is good.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, and I had a pleasure to be part of the introduction yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had a drinking party with you.
Yeah, drink at a party,
and, Kelly Family Distributors. And I got to tell you, like, I was a little bit hesitant. I was like, is that going to be a tease that we drink this and we're not going to see this bottle for another 6 months? But I got a good response from Ian that we are about to get it in a couple of the weeks.
Yes. I mean, of course, that's the thing about wine. It is truly from the earth, and the grapes, they have a process of their own. But we've been working on this project, for ourselves, just really trying to, again, expand our brands and some of the varietals that we offer people. And so this was also something that we thought was important to come up with a wine that was, a little bit more affordable, for just, the kind of, average wine drinker. They just like to kind of go out, grab something good, but we care about our grapes. Ian is one of the premier winemakers in the Napa Valley area, and so he just doesn't do anything halfway. So even though we have this something as an affordable brand, it will taste high quality and some of the best wine you'll drink. So
Absolutely.
I put my name on it.
Hey, and I see the quality of
Ernest
that name.
Hemingway.
So one of the things I was thinking about it earlier today was the way that you described this red blend,
Yeah.
like an old friend that you haven't seen for a while.
I mean, that's one of the funny things that he and I, whenever I'm trying to describe, wine, I mainly go with, kind of the emotion, what the feel is, what it is that you're looking for. And I mean, the thing about, our Napa Valley Setta, that's the OG. This was the one that was motivated and designed to honor our late mother, Rosetta. And so, this one does, the idea is it's supposed to feel like home, like, and not the home when you come home for the holidays, but the home when you show up at home and it feels right, and the smell is there that you remember and you love, and it's a comfortability there, and it's a familiar laughter and energy, and in your bed, that bed that you love to lay in and just remember. And when you drink Setta, it is a just a very familiar kind of comfort to it. It feels like a wine I've been drinking all my life, and I don't know why. I don't know why I don't know this, because this feels so familiar to me. And that's what we try to get when people have that first drink. They're like, man, this is something, and that's how I describe it to Ian, and he has to figure that out, what that means in wine. He has a harder job because that's literally what I say, and he'll be like, okay, all right, sure.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
We're gonna need a little more Syrah in this, obviously.
I don't know if it's the story behind it, it's the explanation on the back label, or what it is, but you get that experience as a consumer.
Yeah, I mean, again, my mother was a school teacher, and just one who really, you know, took great pride in educating the youth, adults. We were the kind of family that would take people in. We've had many cousins and relatives come where my mother's trying to help people out. And at the same time, my sister and I, we had the kind of household where we only recognized love, respect, kindness, moving forward, achieving, and doing it in a positive energy. A lot of laughter, a lot of support. That's the kind of energy that I believe that she would want in a wine. As much as you would want that wine to reflect her personality. And so, she was a beautiful redhead. So we started with a red wine and this wonderful red blend. We had, the Napa wine has, Cabernet, little Merlot, a little Syrah in it. So it is a very, beautiful, fruit forward, and at the same time, elegant wine.
Absolutely. I mean, you say that live, love, laugh on your label. I think you all deliver that. So shout out to you, shout out to Ian. You guys definitely deliver that.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was one of the great things about, when I first met Ian. I mean, a project like this, it kind of comes to you as more of, we had a mutual friend, thought this would be interesting. He loves to do, small batch things where he can give back. And the idea just kind of manifests itself, the opportunity that we're able to, with this wine, give back to literacy programs. My mother, again, was a reading specialist, so Red Rose Reads was her email, and that's what we like to kind of give back in that. And so, and of course, I'm here to make people laugh, but that living life, that's a very important thing. Get up every day, live life to the fullest, love completely, fully, try to make sure that you and do that to the world in a lot of ways, not just, people and of course, laugh, man, and I mean, again, one of the foundations to Ian and I's relationship was the day we met. We just simply met to say hello and just see what would work. But I mean, it was, what was supposed to be a little, kind of, 30-minute get to know each other, say hello, end up being 3 hours hanging on the vineyard, laughing, talking about all kinds of stuff, eating food, going to see the vines weren't fruiting or anything at this point. They were just vines, And so for the layman, I don't know, but I mean, Ian has a way of explaining what's going on, that there was one of the most, it was a very educational experience, and we were drunk. So, I mean, so just talk about being fascinated with just a piece of wood coming out the ground. I was like, oh man, this is so cool, bro. Like,
now I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I gotta start hanging out with Ian. No, that's awesome. So you started with the wine, and now let's get it a little bit outside of the wine. What are you doing these days?
I mean, I've been really blessed, man. And somebody told me this the other day that was interesting. It was like, you got on our televisions and been parked there for 20 years. I literally have had, an opportunity to have a lot of TV shows. And so really, that's a blessing. So The Neighborhood is what I'm still doing and producing. That's a CBS sitcom. Monday nights, if y'all haven't watched it, very fun show. It's about, a very, serious, I'm the patriarch of this neighborhood, black neighborhood, and a white family moves in next door. And so I now have to, get to learn and know and operate with this white family. And we're in our sixth season, and it's a show that people love. It's growing. And it's been on dynamically in one of the number one sitcoms for CBS. And so we are in the middle of a writer strike and a actor strike. So right now we're waiting to go back, but we are picked up. So we are excited that we will be back whenever this this agreement comes to a close. But that producing several other shows. I produce a show here in Atlanta called Johnson on Bounce Network, a great show. It's in its fourth season. It's about four young black men who were been friends since they were kids, and they all just happen to have the last name Johnson, and that's how they end up being friends. They're not brothers or anything, and so that's great. And then a lot more producing. Anthony Anderson and we have a barbecue brand that's coming out. That's out. AC Barbecue. We have our rubs in Walmarts right now, all around the country. And then we're also introducing tools, spatulas, tongs, gloves, anything to go with grilling and barbecuing, as well as building the brand. And there is a television show around it on A&E that'll be coming out in August as well. I got a book. Coming out in September. I did a novel, my first novel. I did a novel based off my imaginations of my grandfather. I never met him. My mom's dad was this, from my understanding, this, it's just bigger than life kind of personality, live life to the fullest, out on the edge, but a solid person. And so I would have these machinations, these dreams of who he was and how he influenced me, even though I never met him. And so we wrote a novel based off this personality, flipping box cars. A very exciting, very kind of crime action driven thing in the put you in the mindset of a Walter Mosley kind of writing. So
I was just about to ask. I was like, okay, how is that character that you imagine? What type of character you're putting for him right now?
Yeah, exactly. So, if you know, like the movie "Devil in the Blue Dress" with Denzel Washington, it makes you the book is written to feel like that kind of energy. That world is, him in the middle of a situation, and he's got to solve it, and life is going on all around him.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
You're busy these days.
Yeah, man. I try to stay busy. It's been really a blessing. I definitely don't let the grass grow under my feet. I'm one of these people that I have a lot of ideas. I'm always trying to implement them. We're always trying new things. I'm willing to try new things. And you don't necessarily know you're not going to win every time, but the thing about life is just try to experience it, man. Like try to experience things that push you a little bit, stretch you out, get you to know more about yourself. And so I mean, this world of wine has been one, and it's been a really great experience of kind of learning the culture, and of course now being more as a person that's really trying to sell it. So this is one thing to make when it's kind of personal and you're keeping it low, but when you get out and you try to be in big business, you have to learn, a whole nother skill set.
Definitely. And just seeing you with all of these business that you have, and all of this stuff that's going on in your calendar, still making a time to come to the field, spending time with the people and your audience, your consumers, that they speak to volume.
Yeah, I think that goes back for me for just being a stand-up first, right? As a stand-up, you go and travel to the cities and build your audience. I mean, my career especially, I come from the 80s with it. So, I mean, you had to drive hours to go to Des Moines, Iowa, Davenport, Iowa, little small towns, and make a name for yourself. And so, I guess that's the spirit of me. Whenever I have, a business endeavor, I don't really look at it as from the celebrity first. Look at it as, where's the grassroots? Where's that fan base? Where are the people that love you? How do you get them to talk about it before you? So and that's the spirit I kind of take with it. So, coming here and being inside the stores and meeting the people and getting them to understand what the wine is all about and tasting it and laughing with them, taking
Absolutely.
pictures. That's it, man.
So coming with that humble character that you have, and growing up, I heard it somewhere in one of the podcasts that you were on that you mentioned you start being athletic, but then your mom took you out.
Yeah, man. I was one of those guys that was a good, what they call like the sandlot athlete. Like after school in the park, I could play basketball. I was really good at football, well balanced. Like a tough, could play. But when it came to organized sports, I just wasn't really kind of locked in. But I went to football practice one time. I was on the football team, and as you could tell, I'm a pretty fancy guy. I like to be. So I put on some socks that made my uniform what I felt looked better. They were not athletic socks. They had a little style to them. My coach saw it and was like, "Oh, look at fancy socks over here." And he basically made me the tackle dummy for the linemen, all the defensive linemen, the linebackers, and I got to run in place, and they just get to run up and just smash me. And my mother was picking me up from practice one of the days and saw it, and that was pretty much it for me on the
That was
football
it.
team. She was like, "Nah,
That was
y'all
the
ain't
end
gonna
of
kill
it.
my baby out there." And the boys was big. They was back. That was back in the '80s kids. They was big boys.
So after that, you completely changed the path. I have a following question, but I want to give you kind of like a scenario. There's a lots of conversation for the younger generation that they might have missed the train. They think American dreams doesn't exist anymore. You can't just get out and work hard and hope that one day you're going to be successful. What is your opinion on that? Do you think American dreams still exist or not?
Oh, for sure. I mean, life is full of possibilities. That's the thing about it. We know that we live in a world that's moving really fast with a lot of technology and all these new things. But the thing about being, born a child of God, like all of us, like we have this unique ability that was put in us by DNA. That DNA allows you to be something uniquely different than anybody else in the world. There is your opportunity. You know, the dream of manifesting something that just can only come from you, no matter what exists already. This one thing is has the opportunity to be laid into you, manifested from you, and is a gift from God. And then whatever that gift is, you have to kind of learn to find it, fine tune it, and then work hard at it. You cannot, that's the for the most part, I feel like the spirit is that people see the social media lives and the Instagram lives, and young people, they just kind of aspire for things and not necessarily to be inspired. And so I think that makes you feel like you missed the train when you don't have this thing yet. You're like, oh man, I'm 30, I should have had a Ferrari. Well, bro, like, but you got
Take
a
it down.
really nice car. Like, you're totally not looking, you're looking past what's really real to some ideal that you have. And so, but again, I definitely believe in, that kind of manifestation of life, man. Like, visualize yourself doing something. I have to use that when I do stand up. Like, a lot of people ask me, do you still get nervous? And sure, but one of my key tools of doing stand up is no matter how long I've been doing it, how good I am at it, I take about 10 minutes, before a show to think about the show, to like visualize myself on the stage, what I'm gonna say first, what jokes I want to remember. And I can do that in a long period of time, but more in a meditative state, more in the idea of visualizing this night, what's gonna happen. Don't take it for granted that I can just walk out there and hit my switch and here it goes. Like, no, you gotta know that this is a divine gift. This is not something that you just can just take for granted. Like, you have to be able to know that you're gonna be in there to change people's lives tonight, because somebody out there mad, they going through something crazy. It's just a good laugh will help them. And you gotta treat that with respect.
I agree, definitely. I feel like sometimes we take everything we have for granted, and we're like, okay, if we don't have something, it's definitely somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
Myself, I came to US 10 years ago with $500. And the only thing that I spent that $500 was my piano. I was like crazy about piano at that time. I was like, oh, I gotta get my music. And then after that, I started working.
See?
Yeah, working at Walmart, working at barbershop.
Yeah.
I wish I was in your barbershop, but that didn't work.
That was a good barbershop to be in.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the truth, and I think that the nature of pushing forward, putting yourself in circumstances where you don't necessarily know the outcome, but you go there with the spirit of I'm here to do my job, right? I'm here to do what it is I do. These are the things that lead you. It's not, they lead you. They give you other ideas. They motivate you, but it usually starts from a spirit on the inside where you have this desire to want to be great, want to be good. And, like we say that at every level job is important. And, some people go like, well, this person, but even a waiter, right? A waiter or someone serving you, the difference if they show up and they are in good spirits and they're kind and they're there. You like, that's great. Like I didn't look at this person like, oh, they're not a scientist. I was like, they made my dinner great. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And those are the kind of things that people have to know, that the life is circular. We do have to hold each other up in many different ways. And so one job, helps the other, and one personality is that kind of thing that can motivate you to see like, oh, you just might have an eye-opening experience strictly from hearing a word. You'd be like, oh, been trying to figure that out. This is it. And that changes your trajectory right then.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, man.
I definitely needed to hear that. Appreciate it. All right, getting back to the wine. This is a beautiful wine. I was drinking it. I'm not gonna lie. I was drinking it very late last night.
Yeah, nice.
And I gotta tell you, like majority of your wines, they are over 14%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to get them licked.
Yeah. We're not here for the lightweight shenanigans. Again, it's a great it is a wine that you can sip. We had it at dinner last night. It was funny that that we started out like, all right, cool, we're just gonna do a couple of bottles. But again, it is the kind of wine that you're drinking, you're talking, you're socializing. And I think we ended up doing like 4 bottles last night, and it was a few of us. We had a few more there, but again, I think that is the spirit of what a glass of wine does, right? You're sitting there, you're socializing, you're having a good time. It was dynamic conversation going on. It was like really cool questions everybody was asking each other, and we just sipping, man. So and I was I'm glad that our wine was a part of that, and I think I'll encourage other people to go out, buy it, get you a bottle, and join the party, man.
Absolutely.
It's the house party right here. Yeah. When I first started, you start being pretentious. You start to think you know what you're doing with wine. You like smelling it. You know what? There's notes of summer school in here. And vacation Bible school. Just think about that. What is that I'm smelling? A tube socks? No. A fresh new package. Tube socks.
Bacon fat.
Oh, bacon fat. Man. Oh man, I can't believe nobody's ever thought about putting bacon in wine.
It goes well together.
It's bacon, man.
It definitely goes well together.
Yeah, it goes with everything.
After drinking this, I'm gonna change the show's name to Get Hammered with Setta. I think that would go very well with it.
I like it, man. It's good.
No, this is really good one. I appreciate it. I'm gonna cheers it to you and your team for creating such a great things. Cheers to you, Ian.
Cheers, man. Got to shout out Ian, man. Ian Devereaux, man, just one of the solid
come
dudes.
over, Ian.
What's up, man? A really, really amazing winemaker. You're going to use the mic if you want to.
What's this thing?
Yeah. What is this thing again?
Hello.
Use this.
But Ian, you could just really briefly, man, just kind of talk about, some of the real aspects of this wine and what makes it so delicious.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things I say is we
You
stay
probably
out of
get a
the.
little
What do I
closer.
say is we stay out of the way. Come on. We stay out of the way of the grapes. We've got this beautiful vineyard. We've got these wonderful vines, and they produce beautiful fruit. And if we stay out of the way and don't overdo it and do what people have been doing for thousands of years, it's going to be a wonderful wine. My favorite part about this, though, is it's less pressure on me because I send all these different samples to Ced. We meet in the vineyards, and he's the one who's like, I think this flavor I would just like to have it be a little bit more friendly, more approachable. I want this to be like that girl that you meet at a party and you're talking and she walks away and you're like, where'd you go? I'd like to find her and talk more. And it's like, okay, cool, approachable, rich, balanced. And so ultimately what we have here is, we farm sustainably. We do everything sustainably. And we do everything just as well as any other human being does in Napa Valley. And so we have really beautiful fruit. We have wonderful vineyards, and we're able to take all of that and put it together in a wine that Ced loves, raise money for his mother's foundation, for his charity, and that's literacy across America. So we get to do something great. We get to have fun. We get to use the best vines, best wines in Napa Valley, and we get to have a ton of fun. We get to laugh about it the whole way on the road and work with people like Seppi.
Yeah.
I'm sipping with them now.
And the password is sustainably.
Yeah.
What does that mean, man, actually?
I actually don't know. People just keep not actually at all sure.
Again, we kind of talked about this last night. There's these terms that people use: natural wines, sustainably. There is, people want to seem more sophisticated about the knowledge. But I think, the idea is that, again, we do want to honor what the grapes do. We do want to honor what the process of making wine is all about. And, with respect to what, I guess the history of making wine, right? Again, people can do it a number of ways, but we don't, have big machinery that, or we do still use mules, and we're very mule friendly.
Yeah,
we have
goats and mules.
goats and mules.
Mostly just how we get to and from the vineyard.
Right, we're Amish.
Yes. We do a lot of wagons being used. Yes. No, in terms of sustainability, I mean, ultimately there's a scale that goes all the way to biodynamic. Natural is a really funny word because nobody knows what that means right now. So wines are calling themselves natural, and you can't say you're not because it's just an ambiguous term. But biodynamic means everything comes from the farm. Organic means you're doing things, you're a steward of the earth, and you've got a specific certification. What sustainable means is that you're doing things the way that they've been done for thousands of years, and that you can continue to do them that way on the earth, in your vineyard, over and over for 10s, 20s, hundreds of years, because you are being a steward of the earth. And that's what we choose to do. We respect and honor the traditions that have been set forth in Italy and Georgia, as in, all over Europe, that have been done for thousands of years. And so we don't use chemicals. We don't use anything that is going to harm the vineyard, because our vines for this wine are 28 years old. And people say, wow, that's old for a vineyard. But in reality, if we continue to treat the vines and the planet the way that we do now to make Setta, we're going to be able, those vines are going to be 75 years old, and we're still going to be making beautiful wines with a ton of rich flavor because we are taking care of the planet. So for us, sustainable means we're taking care of the planet, and we're making sure that this wine that we make isn't going to harm the people who drink it, unless you drink too much of it. And then,
that's different.
Again, that you're
That's
making.
different. That's on you. That's
exactly.
that's not how we grow it, guys.
That's right.
You're with me and you get hammered.
Yes, that's right.
Get hammered with Seth.
Hammered with Seth. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
I bet that would be. I can't do it. What was he like that, or he start doing it since he got to know you?
Oh no, that dude is crazy right there, man. From the very beginning, he's the whole situation right there.
Now I can understand why 30 minutes turned to 3 hours in vineyard. That would be fun.
And he's a musician, and so the instruments came out. It's like being over it's like being when you're a kid and you go to one friend's house and they got a lot of stuff and they just got to show it to you. That was Ian. That was Ian today. I came to, hey, wait, you want to see my drums? Sure, buddy. Hey, let's go to the vineyard. All right, that's good. The drum solo, man. Come on, grab that. You do that. Get the tambourine.
He did it.
We're gonna be in a band. We're like, let's go boxing.
He did it on a conference call too. He just grabbed all of us and joined the vineyard. I was like, that is so cool.
Oh no, he loves it, man. Which is great. I mean, you don't have a product like this without someone who cares,
Passion behind it.
has a true passion for it. And it makes it. He says I make it easy for him. He makes it easy for me because, again, you want your name, your credibility, your identity to show up always equal to how you see yourself, right? And if I'm like, all right, cool, I've built this great brand, and I come into your homes with funny TV shows, and you know who I am, you can count on me. But I make a wine that I'm not really not happy about, that I wouldn't really drink, then that's false. And this stuff I drink,
Which I don't know how he make it easy when you tell him to make a wine that tastes like a summer school.
Yeah, yes. It's great. That's always the thing is you gotta have people who've actually been to summer school. Then they go like, oh, got it. Got it. Know exactly what you're talking about.
I think he was on it.
Yeah, he was Yeah. But, not detention. That's what you gotta go. He couldn't make a detention wine, which was gonna be the name we were gonna name it if he spelled detention.
That would be a good seller. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was fun meeting you and drinking this beauty right here.
Let's get hammered with Sep, man.
If you want to tell everybody like where they can find it, that would be amazing.
Yeah, well, of course, man, we are here. You can find it at Total Wines and More here in the state of Georgia. Everybody, please come in and grab that. But SmithDevereaux.com. Anybody who is a big fan of wine, Smith Devereaux, you can hit the website and then /Setta and Setta. I'm sorry, we have to Setta.
We had a few of these.
Yeah, we had a whole thing though where we had to do a name thing. But it's anyway. But you can order wine from there, and then we are expanding more nationwide as we speak. So, but please go and order the wine, and all you wine club drinkers out there, all you people with other dope podcasts and all, just let's talk, man. Let's be sure to introduce the wine. Reach out to Ian. Again, at Smith Devereaux is a really great place. He's a wealth of knowledge on not just our wines, but just the world of wine. Would be a fun guest for you. And then, but this is an opportunity to drink some really good stuff. Absolutely. And he has his own too. Smith Devereaux's got a million beautiful wines, which was one of the reasons why I chose him as a partner. When he sent me some of his own stuff, I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. So
absolutely. Well, shout out to Ian.
Yeah, cheers.
Go get your wine. We got Red Napa. We got the other Red
California,
Napa.
The California Napa.
California.
That's California, and then the California white.
There you go. Doesn't matter what you like. We got them all here.
Yes, let's get it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Drink with me.
Thank you, Cedric. Appreciate it. Cheers.